This is what I've been working on last couple months. This is my dad's old railroad, and these are the oldest parts of it. So we made this a long time ago, probably in the 1970s. That was when his arthritis was good. And then this stuff he made when I was around 10. And this part over here at the same time. So I fixed up a lot of this. So it's the only time it's been together again for a long time. And then a lot of this other stuff I've been doing a lot of work on. So I had to practice a bunch of triage on this, and I decided I'm not going to do this part. It's mostly tracks and stuff. So then I started doing this stuff, and this is the first section I went through, and I made some little things for it, like let's see, I have this little cow thing for the kids when they come up. You can hear the cows going, and then it goes down to this crossing, and I'll get some trains going through it too. So I got those signals to work, and I did a bunch of mountains here. And then this little river was the one mountain part that he did a long time ago too. And then on the other side I started up with these mountains again. And then there's some radio towers over here. They're kind of neat, and so I built those. That one on the right soldered together, and the other one's plastic. Most of these are little models he had lying around, but so this is the last thing he built right here. You can tell it's a lot different than the other ones because his arthritis was bad then, and he couldn't do much. And then this is one he built probably in the 1970s. And then the rest of these were, like the ones in the back are just from cardstock. And they look great. So I made those, and all the rest of these models I put together from things he had lying around but never had picked up. And then I did all the scenery too. And painted the backdrops and everything. So this is my brother's thing. He made this in the 1970s too. And it looks really great. He's got a lot of detail on it. And then these over here were kits he had lying around that he didn't put together yet. And I put those together, and then this part came out really nice. That little fence I ended up buying, but it's easy to make those for free. Well, not free, but for a lot cheaper. And then it comes around through this section. And then right about here is where his part starts. So all that stuff was what I've been working on the last couple months, and pretty much doing all the scenery from nothing. And then this is what he was doing in the last years of his life, was doing this section of the train. And it looks a little bit unfinished, but you know, he had a hard time doing a bunch of the stuff he couldn't do like when he was younger. So but it still looks good. You get the idea of everything, and he definitely had like a vision for things. So he wanted to have like that postcard with something he had there as a reference. And you know, it comes around, and all that stuff's been finished over there. And then only other thing is this is a model I made. It's a scale model of the house that I'm in now. So this is the barn with the trains in it right there. And it looks this one looks great. So I got lights going on in it, and it really looks like the house at night. Looks pretty nice. So that's it, and then I'm going to get some things of the trains. So I had to rewire this whole thing. That was the first step in this. And then, because he had some issues with moving over to the new DCC stuff. So he had some things that wouldn't work. So I did that first, and then and that took a long time. And then I finally, there's still a lot of bugs in this, like this train will short out here briefly at this intersection. But it's still neat. It's kind of like the practicing triage thing. There's places where the tracks need to be cleaned up. But you know, it's fun. So you can turn the lights on and do the horns and stuff. And it'll short out right here for a second. Yep. There we go. Okay. And this is neat. So I built most of these soundboards, like this one here. I could do like something, if anybody's interested in that, I can show you the schematics for those things. And the sensors over here, that kind of stuff. These are, this is pretty nice over here. So I have these lights on the towers. I'm not sure if they show up right enough, but they're blinking. So I can, and that was actually surprising. I had to do the boards for that, but the sign goes too, which is kind of neat. So that's one of those electroluminescent signs, and I gotta fix up one of the parts for it so it goes better. One of the connections is a little bad. So one of the parts of the sign doesn't light up. But those are really neat. Even if you get just one, it's they tend to run pretty expensive. But my dad had all this stuff here anyways, so it was either, you know, use it or figure some way to get rid of it. And this is definitely the better option. So this is my favorite section of the whole thing. That took me a while. If I had to do this all over, I could do it a lot cheaper. Now I have everything figured out.